should I get a home warranty? That's the next question we got to answer. Should I get a home warranty? Well, if your contract already includes credits from the seller to pay for the home warranty, then yeah, you should get a home warranty. And usually we write in enough to cover a mid-level or high-level plan from a home warranty company. If you have to pay it out of pocket, then you got to decide. Are you the kind of person that likes to buy extra insurance or be extra insured? Then you probably will love a home warranty. If you're a person that likes to risk it and kind of self-insure or just pay for things when they break or when they need to be replaced yourself, then, go without a home warranty or save yourself the money. One thing to think about when it comes to home warranties is they're not going to cover everything you might think. So there is a level of coverage, just like insurance. There's going to be things that are covered and things that are not. And they may be in the same realm of what might be an issue. So it's like, oh, this thing on the AC gets covered, this thing on the AC does not. This thing in plumbing gets covered, this thing in plumbing does not. And this thing on the appliances gets covered, this thing does not. So one thing to think about when you're selecting a home warranty is what are the coverages? How much is it going to cost me to have them come out? And then what's their likelihood that they're going to pay out if I file a claim? And you can usually figure that out by searching. So what I recommend is Google the warranty company and then say rate of claims or rate of payouts on claims or reviews, right? And go read. Now, anytime you take any warranty company and you Google warranty company name reviews, you're going to find negative reviews. Somebody's had a bad experience. So take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, if you find really bad reviews, then maybe that one's not the right one for you, but expect to find something where somebody's disgruntled. But really what you're looking for is somebody that had an okay or decent experience or information about their rate of payout that seems to be actually pretty good. Like anything over about 50, 60, 70%, I'd say is probably pretty good. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I'm just guessing. If they're paying out some of their claims, that's better than like trying to deny them all. I think at one point I saw warranty companies advertising they paid out like 83% of their claims. I was like, wow, that actually looks pretty good. Like sometimes people request something and they're like, yeah, we don't cover that. And then most of the time when people are requesting something, they're paying to get it covered. Another thing to think about though when it comes to home warranty is that they're not always going to replace stuff. So they're usually going to try to fix it first. They're going to send out their technician and the technician is going to work on the thing. And if they can fix it, then that's going to cover it. So that's something to be leery of is like, you may want it replaced, but they say, hey, we can get a few more months or years out of this to the point where it gets outside of the warranty. So be aware of that. You might be able to fight them on that. You might be able to pressure them and say, hey, this fix is not going to last. We need to go ahead and get it replaced and kind of fight that. But just keep that in mind. The other thing that's important is to realize is that there's always a deductible or a service charge. So it's usually 50, 59, 60, 70, 75, 89, 99, 120, 150. Whatever this deductible is, it'll say in your plan, here's how much you have to pay for a service call. So you're going to essentially pay for the service call. And if the issue is not that significant, the guy's just going to fix it. But if the issue is significant, then they're going to cover the additional costs or parts if it's inside of the coverage that they offered you. But remember that sometimes the issue is not that big and the service call actually costs you more than just calling your own provider, calling your own handyman and having him fix it. So keep that in mind and also recognize that it's not all free money if you ask them to come fix stuff. Now, I will say I've had several clients where they've had an AC go out in their first year. They call the company, it's not replaceable, and the warranty company replaces the entire outside AC unit. That was awesome. And that used to be like $3,000. Now it's like $5,000, $6,000. So of course they're not going to want to replace them every single time because of the high cost, but I have seen people get a full AC unit out of it. I've also seen people get a water heater covered and that ended up being, I don't know, $1,400 to $2,000 in coverage. So to think about these plans being $500, $600, $700, and then to be able to get an AC or a water heater out of it, it's awesome. It's kind of like insurance. Sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. So to keep that in mind when you think about this, but make sure you do your research, consider what's covered and compare what they cover and don't cover, and then go look on other sites about consumer reviews and consumer ratings on those specific companies. Remember that some people are not going to talk positively about them because they had a bad experience, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the company is still not good. And if you're a person that generally doesn't feel like insurance is a worthwhile deal, then you might skip over it. Or when we're negotiating the contract, let's assume we're back at that point, we might have just asked for more credits instead of a home warranty. In fact, sometimes even at the end, you can ask the seller to change that up. Like, hey, instead of using this for home warranty, could we use this for something else? Might be something you choose. So that's a little bit on should you get a home warranty or what should you do if you're thinking about doing a home warranty on a Texas real estate contract. I'm Matt Templeton with Keller Williams Real Estate, Templeton Real Estate Group. Hope we can help you in the future, whether it's buying or selling, or if you just have a question about real estate, put it in the comments. We love answering questions. Talk to you soon.